This is a glimpse into my life. Life with Eric.
Eric's here.
And I'm Kylie.
And I'm Eric.
Okay, I think we know who you are.
Oh.
So let me ask you something.
What?
Why'd we get a dog?
To torture me.
I think to torture me now.
No, I told you we should not get a dog.
I'm regretting the dog this week.
The dog just, literally 10 minutes ago, the dog just swallowed a stuffed animal. Full.
A mini stuffed animal, might I add, but a stuffed animal.
And we're both looking at the dog going, is she going to
just
swallow that? And I go over there and
gone.
Boom, gone. And I put my finger down her throat.
Gone.
It's gone.
I watched her gulp it down. Then I was like, is she choking on it? Because it doesn't seem to be going down well.
I mean, dogs can do that, I guess.
Swallow shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's how they get bowel obstruction.
Who was I talking to that said, oh, the lady at the dog park tells me this dog swallowed 100 socks. And they had to get a huge surgery and take them all out.
Because that's a lot. Your body cannot pass 100 socks.
100 socks.
One sock, yeah.
Yeah. Tell them what the dog did to your underwear 2 days ago off the dresser.
Why, yes. This is part of why I'm questioning why we got a dog this week. One of many incidents this week. At about 1 a.m, the dog wakes up and decides it's a fine time to, I don't know, chew on some shit. Gets my underwear off the top of the dresser that I put up there because I knew she would eat it.
And it was dark out.
It was dark. It was 1 a.m.
Black dark.
And I kind of wake up and I'm like, what is that sound? Oh, it's Nora munching on something. I get up, I go over there. She's on her second pair because she's already destroyed one. Or excuse me, ate one, not destroyed.
What are those called? Hanky-pankies?
Hanky-pankies.
Yeah, hanky-panky fucking underwear.
Yes,
those
they're
are
also
expensive.
not cheap. Yeah.
How much are those?
$25 a pair.
So she ate 50 pairs of underwear.
$50 worth of underwear.
50, not 50.
Yeah.
$50 of
Yes.
underwear. Jeez Louise.
So I got pissed. I grabbed her by her neck, put her in her bed. She did get a spanking. I didn't yell because it was 1 a.m.
Well, I think the dog's 9 months now. It's getting a little rebellious.
Right. She was really sweet yesterday because she knew I was mad at her because I wouldn't talk to her in the morning. You probably didn't notice.
I don't know.
I ignored her all morning. And so I came home and she was kind of like sad and was like kissing my ass and it was amazing. But now she's back to her naughty self.
Jeez. Well, she's chewing a bone now. And then what happens? We praise her with a bone because we want her to keep quiet during the podcast.
She ate a sponge the other night while we were eating dinner.
Right. I went out there after she ate the sponge, I went on the lawn and I saw her like grunting out there. And I go, oh, I bet you the sponge is coming out. So basically the sponge comes out, which is blue.
Right.
And it's capped with like diarrhea.
Right.
Because
it's pushing.
Sweet, pushing.
It's like soaked up all the other fluids from before.
So gross. But I can't believe a whole sponge comes out.
Yeah.
The stuffed animal will probably come out.
Well, she gets praised because if any dog owners out there don't know, if you get your dog cottage cheese, it helps push things through.
Yeah, so she gets bonus.
So she gets a treat because she gets like an extra scoop of cottage cheese because we got to push it out.
So she ate your underwear and she ate the stuffed animal and she got
a
bone and a sponge.
And a cactus.
And what she got for that is, she ate a cactus.
She didn't eat the cactus. She took a cactus out of its pot and put it on the carpet, so there's like dirt everywhere.
Yeah, she's going to learn not to eat cactuses real fast.
She did. She didn't eat it, but she pulled it out of its pot and carried it around.
You're probably freaking hurt her.
I probably did, idiot.
Man.
I think she brought it over there and tried to lick it and was like, just kidding.
We were so involved, we didn't really kick the stuffed animal, the little ducky away.
Well, she normally just kind of shreds them, so we're like, oh, she's just shredding it.
Yeah, but this one looked like she was going to eat it, kind of, and
she did.
So I can't put it past her.
No.
We were all pumped up because we were watching the Preakness, which is the
That's what that's called?
Yeah, the Preakness.
What?
It's called the Preakness, the horse race.
Today's horse race is called the Preakness. Oh, okay.
The 149th Preakness. It's in Baltimore, Maryland, I guess. Or not in Baltimore. It's in Maryland, though. And, well, maybe it is in Baltimore. I think it is. I have no idea.
It's in Maryland either.
Yeah, all the Baltimore Ravens are there.
It's near Baltimore.
But my cousin Jeff wanted me to bet some money on Mystic Dan, who won the Kentucky Derby.
Right.
So we just watched Mystic Dan get second.
Right.
And we watched Seize the Gray win.
Which now, had I known this, I would have said, let's bet on Seize the Gray because it's a gray horse.
And the odds were better. It was a gray horse, and it was very powerful. The thing was in the lead from the get-go to the end.
Pick a gray.
Yeah, I never seen a gray racehorse.
I haven't, but
pretty
if
cool.
had I known, I would have picked it.
Like pretty horse.
Looks like a
that thing was Nora. Like buffer than every other horse.
So is Nora.
That's why I was going to, yeah. I wonder if Seize the Gray ate its jockey's underwear before he went in the race.
You know what? It might have done it. A little extra testosterone boost.
Just ate the crotch out of the jockey's underwear. Maybe that's what they feed him.
The jockey's underwear. It's just a natural hormone boost.
My cousin Jeff lost the bet.
Sorry, cousin Jeff.
Sorry, Jeff. And the race is over. Horse racing is. We talked about this in the Kentucky Derby. It is pretty fun to watch because it's build up and then boom, it's done.
A minute and 20 minutes.
It's not like a 3-hour game or something. You know, it's like a lot of hype.
20 seconds.
Everybody's dressed all nice and bam, it's over.
Done.
Yeah, so that's kind of fun. We'll have to watch the next week or June.
I know. I feel like
June 8th is the next.
I feel like
race.
you're getting real into this horse racing.
But I'm not. I really
know.
care less.
This is like you've watched 2 horse races this year, which is more than maybe you've ever watched.
I don't know if I would have watched this one unless Jeff didn't call me last night because I'm like, oh,
I didn't even know there was a horse race on today.
I know they have 3 obviously.
Well, the Triple Crown, yeah,
so
but I couldn't have told you when they were.
Now I know June 8th is the next one, and we'll be in town and everything, so we'll probably watch it.
Okay, I can't wait. Let's bet on Seize the Gray.
I was thinking, and this is weird, but those jockeys' like knees and hips must hurt.
I was watching them just now, and they're like their knees are constantly like bent and crouched.
But they're all young.
And they're also kind of like they push their knees together so they become like a knock knee. Like, are you like fucked up at age 35?
I'm sure, but no, the one jockey was 53. That's what made me think of it. I'm
walk?
like, no, he's walking fine. He was,
okay.
I mean, a little limp, but
a little foot drag.
No, I was thinking because at my age, I'm like, I don't want to be a jockey because one, I'm too fat. And 2,
there are a lot of things that would rule you out.
1, I'm too fat. I'm American.
You're
most jockeys
tall.
are like Brazilian or something.
They're little.
Or Puerto Rican.
They're
yeah.
BBs.
2, my hip is fucked up from. So what happened to me?
You can't
did I have a bad hip last week? Yeah, I did.
Yes, you can't do a squat. You can't squat it out.
Oh God, no.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it'd be bad.
So no, like squatty potty for you this week?
No.
Okay.
My hip. If I sit down in the toilet, it's like full pressure because I can't hold myself up.
Oh, okay.
But folks that don't know,
you need to get like those little additions to the toilet where they have like handles. So
yeah, who is doing that? Somebody's like, somebody that we know was installing. I think it was Carly's ex. Let's just say
was installing
handicap things for like
why
being a hand.
Oh, when he was a handyman.
When
he
was a handyman,
time?
he was installing like handicap things.
Do you need one of those?
And I talked to somebody, and they said, "Oh, my dad has a part-time job. He's installing handicap things. People do that."
Do you need that?
I think so. Just on one side. But those of you who don't know, I went to the Reno orthopedic clinic, and I had to get a shot inside my bursa sac.
My favorite thing is you don't even know what your shot was.
It was steroid and an anti-inflammatory. It wasn't.
A steroid is an anti-inflammatory.
Well, she told me steroid and a heavy anti-inflammatory.
So it was a steroid and a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory.
Right. But the best thing about this shot, my leg was killing me and still killing me pretty much, but not as bad.
Because you're like the worst rehab person ever.
I'm icing it. I haven't iced it today, but I will. I'm icing it with my.
You try to like do everything that you did before. Like I got a shot, so I'm fine.
I try to stay on my same schedule.
The lady also told you it's going to take at least 6 weeks to heal.
6 weeks, geez.
Right? It's been a week? Is it healed?
Nope.
So let's add another week on.
I got 5 more weeks to heal this thing.
That thing's going to be hurt until like August. Because you don't heal. Because you don't do anything to help yourself.
I do. I've been icing, and I've been sitting on a donut in my truck and everything else.
Swear to God.
Nesting on a donut, they call it.
All I can imagine is you sitting on that donut and seeing if you can like fart around it.
Weirdly,
you tried that, didn't you?
I was sitting on like a sweatshirt, and I farted in the sweatshirt because it felt like nothing would release because it was so tight.
Now I'm glad I didn't let you borrow my car.
Right. But, oh, man, the hip is tough. After I hurt my hip, we went up on Mother's Day last week to Tahoe, and there was all these little gnats. So I was like, everybody's getting in the water, and these gnats are eating everybody. So I went.
They're not eating us; they're just landing on us,
like
and they're annoying
gnats,
and they're tickly.
So annoying. So I said, I'm going to go stand in the water up to my waist and put my hip on ice, basically, because the lake is so cold. I last like a minute and a half.
Maybe you should go to that cryo place down the street.
I don't know. It was so freaking cold.
Do you want to fill a bathtub with ice and lay in it?
Yeah, like ice. Like what do they call that?
Yeah.
Cold plunge.
Yeah, an ice bath.
I just want to have a heart attack when I get in the cold plunge.
You don't put your whole body in. You just put your waist down in.
Oh, you do? You
don't have to put your heart in.
Oh. No. Put your heart in.
Jeez.
But anyway, my hip hopefully is going to be getting better.
Is that why you can't do any physical therapy? Because you might have a heart attack?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
I couldn't get an appointment for the physical therapy, so I'm going to rehab it on my own for a while, and we'll see how it goes.
Not well. It's not going well.
Yeah, I don't recommend a bursa sac tear in anybody's
I don't think
future.
Most people want that.
People don't even know what that is.
I don't really know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't like you have like multiple bursa sacs. There's one on your elbow too.
Yeah.
So maybe all like the major joints have.
Yeah, on the joints
it
like protects the joints or whatever, but didn't protect my joint. Oh, actually, my joint was fine.
Yeah, you don't need a hip replacement. Yeah.
Right. Actually, nice thing is they did X-ray my hip and they said, "Oh, you got plenty of cushion in there. You're good."
Yeah, until you jack this thing up even more.
Yeah, I went to my dentist and I tell him about my hip. He's like, "Oh, my wife had to get a hip replacement." I said, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, we started playing pickleball."
Oh shit.
Everybody gets fucked up in pickleball.
Yeah, pickleball is not
like
a
I like
sport.
pickleball and it's fun, but I
think people think because it's like a mild sport that
it's a mild tennis
that they can like really go for it.
But you swing full on with your paddle.
Right, but I think you're like, oh, it's pickleball, it's fine, but
and
you go hardcore.
And you still start and go.
Right, so I think they think going into it that it's a mild
like a smaller
activity.
Court,
yeah,
but
right.
No, everybody gets messed up in pickleball.
You do hear a lot of pickleball injuries.
Yeah, so. And when you watch the real pickleball players, they're playing like a tennis.
She had to get hip replacement because of playing pickleball?
Basically, she went in, she didn't know what happened, just kind of like I did, and she goes,
like,
it's bone on bone.
Whoa.
But then
that doesn't magically happen, though.
Yeah, but she probably had,
right.
Maybe she was a runner or something. I don't know. But he said a lot of people instead of getting hip replacements these days, they're going down to Mexico and getting the blood stem cell injected.
Stem cell?
Stem cell. I think your dad's doing that. Like
he did it in his knee, yeah.
You get blood taken out, they spin it, and they put it in there. Yeah, he should went to Mexico and do it.
But what does that do, though?
It just helps the cells rebuild. And he said it works.
But if you really need a hip replacement,
I don't know.
I think you do that before it becomes bone on bone. I think
Right.
once it's bone on bone, you're like too gone.
I don't know. I know nothing about it, and we are not qualified to even friggin'
We're not.
talk about this.
Just
This
is my opinion.
But anyway, this week we were supposed to have Mary Tess on, but she canceled on us. So we booked her for late
Now it's
July.
just us.
Yeah, now it's just us. We had a lot of our listeners love Mary Tess.
Yes,
on
they
the
do
show.
enjoy her.
Skylar called me up and says, "You're not having her on again. I don't like her."
Why?
I said, "Why? I don't know. Everybody seemed to like her though."
Yeah.
We got a lot of compliments on her actually.
We did.
But Sky didn't like her on that.
Oh, interesting.
She only likes to listen to our voices on there.
Right.
Right. She's not into her. Sky loved Podcast Dan on the show, though.
Yes, I remember that most, which I thought was funny.
He's so funny and everything. So there you go, Dan. Don't edit that out, Dan. Do you know who we're not going to have on our show?
I do not.
Because I'm fucking pissed at this person.
Okay, I think this is extreme.
And her name is Kelly Clarkson.
Okay, I don't think she'd ever do our show anyways.
Do you know why? And we'd probably say yes.
But, yeah, if she was like, I do want to do your show, you'd be like, okay.
Yeah, sure, fine. But do you know why? I don't know. Is everybody? She had somebody. I can't remember who it was. Who was on her show? She was talking about. I can't remember.
Oh my God, who was it that she was talking to?
Hoda or somebody like that. I can't remember.
I don't think it was Hoda.
Okay. Anyway, she had somebody on her show, and she's talking, and they're talking about Ozempic and stuff. And she says, "Well, my doctor did this," and she goes, "Oh no, everybody thinks I'm on Ozempic, but I'm not. It's something else." And she put her foot in her
also
mouth.
never said what it was.
Right.
Oh no, I think that was purposeful. I think she planned.
It was time.
Right.
But I just don't understand. She spent months and months before
saying that she wasn't.
Saying she was on these little gummy bears, basically.
Which was apple cider vinegar.
Right, and those helped her. But now all of a sudden she doesn't advertise for the gummy bears anymore.
Because that's not what she did.
I know, but that's pretty bad. And then everybody knew she was on like Ozempic. She's on Majorna or one of those other ones. Not Ozempic. Bongiorno or Bongiorno.
Bongiorno.
Bon Jovi. But speaking of that, I watched the Bon Jovi.
You did?
Yeah, not to derail this, but I watched the Bon Jovi.
You did.
Bon Jovi. I watched the Bon Jovi.
You've watched a lot of weird documentaries lately.
I watched the Bon Jovi documentary, and it was all about him losing his voice and going on a tour because they've been around for 40 years now.
Right.
And it was pretty interesting. I recommend the Bon Jovi.
Okay, good to know.
Deal, and there's a lot of history involved because they're from New Jersey, and they started out almost the same time as Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen is a little older,
right?
But I thought that was pretty interesting. But anyway,
anywho,
back to Jelly Clarkson.
Okito. Well, she's not gelling anymore.
Or Gummy Clarkson, let's call her.
Okay.
But anyway, I bought these gummies. My mom, but you bought these gummies.
I bought them for you.
Right, because
I wasted $70 on these gummies.
Right, 70. You know how many millions she probably made on these? And she's like Shark Tank sell these. I'm talking about Shark Tank. Buy these gummies and stuff. When I was like, she probably took Ozempic, or something like the diabetes.
Well, I'm not going
drug.
to say that she probably didn't she might have been at the point where it was medically necessary.
She was 5'3" and 203 pounds.
Right. So I
get it, but just. Oprah fessed up because she got caught.
Right.
But you don't lose weight like that.
Well, when you lose that much weight that fast, there's something happening.
Right, you have a disease.
Right. You're
or
either
you have medication.
really sick or you're using some help.
Yeah, your stomach tied, or they put a
Was
thing on your
I was
stomach.
listening to something. I can't remember what I was listening to.
But I was just like, why doesn't she come out and say, I've been promoting these gummies and I misled America? She didn't say that, right?
Well, she's not going to.
But she
and
did.
the gummy company doesn't want her to.
How many millions did she make from the gummy company?
Yeah, did you think the gummy company wants her to
No.
put out a statement?
And
Hell
now
no. She got paid to do that.
And now she's, saying, oh, well, you caught me, folks. Me and Oprah.
And everybody else.
Right.
Which I was listening
That was
to,
the whole point. I
to
just didn't
something
like
else.
lying to America.
That they're like, a lot of people could now be hiding their drug problem with just saying they're on Ozempic when really they're just taking Coke all the time.
That's a good point. They're like heroin.
That's actually true. Like, if you have a massive drug problem, you're like, it's just Ozempic. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll get off it soon. I'll get off it soon. Just a lot of sugar.
Right.
They're gonna
That
probably.
was not the original
Speaking
idea.
of Mexico, I
What?
just thought of this just now. Speaking of Mexico, I
Okay.
wonder if you can get like Ozempic and that over the border in Mexico.
Not really. No, it's
Why?
like harder to find.
Because they don't have the technology, or
I don't know. I don't.
mean,
Maybe
it's
it's
shots,
just,
you know.
Yeah, they could, because I actually know this because one of my coworkers went to Mexico and she's like, "I'm gonna get Ozempic," and they didn't have it. Where
They're out.
she was at, they didn't have it.
Yeah, because I heard in America it costs $1,500, $2,000 a month.
If you're buying
Kelly
it over the
Clarkson can
counter, yeah.
definitely.
Well, that's not over the
24
counter.
grand
If you're
a
buying
year,
it
it's worth
without
it.
insurance, yeah.
Yeah, but another thing in Mexico, a fascinating thing that came out this week, and I saw the most dangerous city in the world.
Is
I mean, in the dangerous.
Northern
Dangerous,
Hemisphere.
yeah, I guess it would be city, not country, but a dangerous city is Tijuana, Mexico.
Really?
The most murders per capita.
Yikes bites.
And they just killed those surfers from Australia there.
They were in
The
Tijuana?
cartel. Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't know
Well, I
they
mean, they
were
were
in
like
Tijuana.
Baja or somewhere down
Oh,
in
I
that
thought they were
area.
like further in.
No.
Oh.
But
Yeah, that was
but
bad.
yeah, the cartels are getting really bad down there, and they'll take you out.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, so Mexico, beware.
Don't go to Tijuana.
I haven't been to Mexico. Have you been to Cabo?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been to Cabo. I enjoyed Cabo when I went. It was fun. But
You
I'm not
just-
really into Mexico because I get the shits.
Oh, okay.
Everybody gets the shits in Mexico.
I
don't
mean,
care what they
I think
say.
you just really have to stay within your resort, and that's it.
And what happened to us? We went outside, started drinking.
Yeah, you can't really
get
do
the
that.
ice. I know.
Well,
so,
I mean, for the shits and like for safety.
right.
Like, I at the time was with my ex, and so his brother, like, they went to like a club, and they took a
got some
cab to the
trouble.
club, but they were like, oh, we're close enough, we'll walk back to the resort. And some guy like drove by on a moped and like smacked him in the back with a pipe. But they were like right by the
were close
resort,
enough
so like
by.
our security guard was there and came out and got him.
Yeah, I think they look for that.
So it's
If
like
you stay
they
within
see.
the resort or within the town of.
Well, then they did it, but they did,
Yeah.
but they didn't, and
Yeah.
so
My dad and Joe were in Joe's condo was outside Cabo, kind of, and they went to some bar or whatever, and they got in some
Yeah.
trouble at a bar. Like,
they were fine at the bars.
Like,
Like,
hey,
they were
are you
walking
gonna pay us
back.
$100? Or we gonna take you to jail?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh
so
yeah, So yeah, just if you go, stay in your resort.
Stay in your resorts. I wonder if. Oh man, Kylie.
Don't Kylie me. You're in charge of that thing.
I wonder if these two ever go to Mexico.
I'd
I
say
doubt it.
nope. This segment of Life with Eric is brought to you by
430 National.
Great American Storage
America.
and Reno Yard.
For all your outdoor storage needs. People may make fun of us on that commercial, but I love it.
I know you do.
And they definitely do not go to Mexico because they're freaking hillbillies. those
Did
two.
you mess that up because you're on your second cocktail of the day?
Right.
Right.
Kylie was asking, how many cocktails are you going to have?
Right, because we were explaining the afternoon to me, and it sounded like there was a lot of cocktails involved.
Yeah, but I said I'm going to have 4. I'm going to have one at the podcast. Then we're going to go Los Compadres and have a margarita. We're not going to eat there anymore because we can't do it.
We've got a
'cause
lot
too
of
much.
Mexican in me.
Yeah, and then we're going to go over to the pizza place, and we're going to get sangria. There's our drinks.
Except for you drank one during the horse race.
Well, I didn't know I was going to drink one during the horse
I
race.
did. That's why I was like, how many are you drinking? So we're on number 2.
The
And
dog acting up. You
I
got a
think
weird
she
look on
actually
your face.
farted. I think the dog
No,
farted.
she's chewing her bone.
I heard like a toot sound.
Did you fart?
Nope. And then you end up drinking 2 glasses of sangria at the place. So I think you're going to be wasted by the time you get home later.
No.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I don't believe it.
I just thought of this weird little thing.
What?
I wonder if they have something called Cinco de no mayo.
No.
That's my day.
The
Cinco de no mayo. That's stupid.
I bet there's a national
Yeah,
no mayonnaise.
actually, edit that out, Dan.
Yeah,
That was really
really
stupid.
dumb.
But I just
I bet there is a no mayo day, like a national no mayo day.
No mayo day or mayo day?
Probably both.
Yeah, they probably have both. But yeah, I don't. We talk. I'm not going in the mayo thing because I've talked about throwing my burger through the thing, and I go crazy with the mayo. I'm not even.
You're gonna bring it up again.
Go there.
Okay.
One thing I am gonna bring up.
What?
Is we're watching this new thing on Netflix called Man in Full.
Yeah.
Did we finish it?
Yes.
I was a little unsatisfied by the end, so watch it if you want to.
I know. You were kind of like, oh, it just kind of ends.
The sad thing is, I have some gray hair line on my back.
Just like him. I think that's just...
And they did that on purpose. I have that in real life.
They did not.
You think that's his real hair?
Yes, they dyed the rest of his hair.
Oh, except the bottom strip.
Yes.
Why did they do that?
Because it makes him look like he's 60.
But why wouldn't they dye the bottom?
Because 60-year-olds have gray hair right there.
Oh, like it grew out?
That's just what it does.
He had brown hair, but it was gray on the bottom stripe.
Yes.
That's kind of what mine is like that.
It's turning into that.
But, oh, man. I don't know why it's getting a little... My hair's
'Cause
light, though, so it looks a little blonde.
Right. Okay. Keep telling yourself that. You don't see yourself from the back. Ask your mom. She'll not give you an honest opinion. She'll tell you put a bag over your head.
I thought you said how good looking I am all the time.
You are. Maybe just not from the back.
Oh. Well. My saggy flat ass and my...
and your gray stripe.
I used to have a nice round lumpy ass or rounded plump out.
Bubble.
Plump, bubble and no gray hair in the back. And now I got
now
gray
what's
hair in the back.
happening?
Yeah, you know what I'm going to do is move to Tijuana. That's what I'm going to do.
Let's not do that.
Right.
You got to get a BBL.
What's a BBL?
A Brazilian butt lift. They suck out all the fat from the rest of your body and put it in your butt.
I wonder if they could suck those lipomas and put it in my ass.
Ew, you'll probably clog the tube.
What tube?
It's the liposuction tube.
Yeah, big tube. I didn't know you could do that.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I'll do that.
It's extremely dangerous, though.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want nothing dangerous. I took a shot in my hip. I can do that.
A lot of doctors actually aren't doing it in America anymore.
Yeah. I'd rather just wear, like, some underwear.
Do you want me to get you some padded undies?
No, like underwear with a bulge
they make
in there.
those.
Yeah. And then I'll put tight pants on.
Like jeans with a little padding in them?
Yeah, I'll put I'll put one in the front, too.
Maybe they'll stay on and your crack won't come out as much.
I'll bulge in both spots.
Ew.
That's disgusting.
You want to hear something weird and creepy today?
Kiley.
We're at ME's softball game, and I was like, oh, my God. Because there was, like, a bunch of, like, range of kids, like, that played baseball, softball. And so there was this, like, teenage boy, I'm going to say, like, 13 to 14, that had his baseball uniform on. And I just happened to look over, and I wasn't being creepy, but my eye kind of went down to his crotch because he had the hugest cup on. So this 14, I don't think he was 14.
They only had a large, a big
13-year-old kid had this massive bulge. And I was like, oh my God. And then I was like creeped to myself for looking at this kid's crotch. But then I was like, it's so big.
All they had was extra large.
And then I was like, Mom, I know this sounds creepy, but look at that kid's crotch. And she was like, oh my God. I feel bad for the kid. I'm like, you shouldn't wear that, kid. Whoever sent you out of the house like that.
It's probably like his dad.
He's probably all excited.
Well, it's probably like his dad.
He's like, yeah, look at that. It was like a man's cup on this kid.
On a kid.
It was so big.
That's pretty funny.
I was like, Jesus.
Did you nut tap him? He walks by, goes ding ding.
I did that to who did I do that to on accident? A grown man.
You nut tap him,
yeah,
grown
remember?
man?
On accident.
Probably me, and I went down.
No, we were at like a game or something.
Was he wearing a cup?
No.
Oh no, you were at Rivers track meet last year.
Yes.
No, the guy.
I nut tapped a guy.
No, the guy had his ice chest.
And
I
flung my hand back.
And you flung your hand back and nailed him right in the nuts.
Did.
And I started laughing. I'm like, oh my God,
I was
you
like,
hit that guy.
I'm so sorry.
You nut tapped that guy. It was last year at Rivers track meet.
That's where Vegas. It was. Yep.
That was in Las Vegas.
Got it. It's all coming back.
But
Whoa.
But anyway, Man in Full, starring Jeff Daniels,
it was,
Netflix.
Yeah,
Watch
it was interesting and entertaining. It's only 6 episodes, but it kept us.
I enjoyed it. It was pretty good.
Kept us going.
And then, we got some feedback and Vanderpump Rules. There's a lot of talk about Vanderpump Rules, about them being authentic. And the last episode where they broke the fourth wall, they set. It seemed. They seemed to be that Sandoval was setting scenes up by trying to go to Ariana.
Oh, I totally believe that.
And a lot of people are saying how Ariana was horrible this season and this, but she was actually, the stuff I've heard, she's actually kind of living, at least she was living authentically into her true self.
Yeah,
she didn't want anything to do with him, but she wasn't helping the show out for setting up scenes, and that's what Lala was mad at her about.
Right.
Lala wanted her in the good of the show. This is what we do. This is why we do it. And this is why we make all this money.
Right.
You know, they make $500,000. You got to do something. But
yes.
also, all these Vanderpump is one of the most authentic, I would say
yes.
reality
as
shows.
well.
So they do need to live their authentic self.
I agree.
So in defense of Ariana, she was living her authentic self.
It
may be boring,
right.
but she's living her authentic self.
It just was not a very exciting season for her. Other than she was just.
And
pissed.
I think she hasn't committed. I don't know if our listeners watch Vanderpump. Lauren obviously said, I do, but it's hard to tell. But I've been listening to the Vile Files, and
yes, I know you have.
And then they had that girl. Was a girl, but she's a transgender.
Oh, Laverne Cox.
Laverne Cox. She was on The Orange is the New Black.
Yes, that's
Black
where
is
she.
the New Orange.
Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, Orange is the New Black, and she was on there. It's pretty interesting. I really interested in her acting career, and she.
Yes, that's what you were intrigued with.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting, and she obviously been through a lot being transgender, and all that kind of stuff, and dating and everything else. But
I mean, she's a very attractive woman.
Yeah.
Like it was at first when
she
I remember
talks a fucking lot.
We watched that show and I was like, because her character is transgender on the show.
Well,
and
I didn't know she was to be a man.
I didn't either initially, but her character on the show was, and so I was like, oh, like, and then
I wonder how they pulled that off to make it look so real. But
it seemed kind of authentic in ways, and so I remember Googling her. I'm like, oh my god, she really is a transgender.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool because she had been acting for 20 years and she moved to New York and barely making ends meet, and she went for a regular audition, and I'm putting this in a nutshell. And when she went for a regular audition and ended up getting the part and went there and thought it was no big deal because Netflix was new, didn't really know what the show was, thought it was even stupid actually.
Right.
Like, okay, I'll play this part. You're going to pay me, good.
Right. I'm going to
went
get a
there for the pilot,
deal.
And the director was Jodie Foster,
which I never knew that.
I don't know if she directed all of them.
Well, I didn't even know she directed a single one.
She at least directed the pilot and number 3, but she said when she went there, she was like, oh, my God, I can't even talk because it's Jodie Foster.
Right.
And she showed her around the set, ran scenes with her in her office, and pretty good experience. And she even started crying because she said, Jodie Foster, I owe her a lot because she picked me.
Right.
To do that. But she never, for 20 years, never gave up. And she said she learned this from Oprah, actually. Oprah said, always be prepared because preparation that meets opportunity is luck.
Right, there's no such thing as luck.
No such thing as luck. So there you go.
So are you living that right now?
I kind of am because I'm always being prepared. I go to acting class in this. We'll see if something comes out of it. Who knows? But
gotta be prepared.
Yeah. But
dye that hair.
Yeah. And I have a couple quotes that I wrote down before because I never got around to them. And this is for the kids.
From Laverne Cox?
No.
Oh.
This is just from my notes that I've had from Ramsey Show or whatever I watch, all this stuff.
Where do you keep these quotes?
I keep them in my phone.
Oh, okay.
And I saw them because I said, there's no such thing as luck. Preparation meets opportunity.
Right.
That's your break.
Right.
Right. And you can always change your life story. Your life story is always changeable.
Did you know that that's like a form of therapy, by the way?
What?
Like changing your life story.
Yeah, you can.
It's how some therapists do with clients.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Narrative therapy. You're changing the narrative.
Right. And then what about this as far as therapy goes? You can't blame your way into a better life.
Correct.
A lot of people do that.
That's
I even do that.
That's like the gaslighting right there.
Yeah. I'm guilty of that. What are your thoughts on therapy? People should go?
Oh, absolutely. I think everybody needs therapy.
I should go. I was going to sign. I missed my therapy appointment. I was going to sign
did.
back up. Do you want me to go?
I do.
Why don't you have to go to therapy and I should
I'm
go
not
to
saying
therapy?
I don't need to go to therapy.
Now, if I go to therapy and they invite you, you'll go with me?
Yeah.
Okay. I got a lot of shit to say. I'm kind of ready to go now. After I listen to this interview and stuff, I'm kind of ready to go. I don't think I'm like that fucked up, but I
don't think so either.
But I have a problem with I guess I have a problem with being happy.
You do.
I don't really allow myself.
You don't allow yourself to be happy.
Like when I get a win, I go.
You don't celebrate.
That's okay. I don't really celebrate.
Yeah, you never
my
celebrate
win.
the win, and
Why?
you move on to like what can I do that's bigger and better.
It's so frustrating.
I can imagine. Well, it's frustrating as your spouse with that.
Yeah, it's frustrating because I want to.
You
do something,
and
for my age and what I do, I'm successful. With me, I'm never successful.
Right, like you are very much live in the past and in the future, but you don't really live in the present. I'm the opposite. I need to probably live a little bit more in the future, but I very much live in the present.
I'm not depressed where I'm going to kill myself.
No.
But it's a satisfaction thing.
Yeah.
I'm never satisfied
with
to
like
where
yourself,
I want to be.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is. Is it from childhood or something?
Well, everything's from childhood.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So Well, I mean, I guess everything goes from childhood, but I want to like, oh, I booked a little tiny part and I went and did, last week I went and did a little movie.
It's not satisfying to you.
It wasn't satisfying, but when I was there doing it, it was
great,
satisfying.
But then it's like,
afterwards, I'm like,
yeah, you didn't celebrate it.
I didn't get paid enough. I should be doing this.
Right.
It's so easy. I could do this. I could do that. I could do this. But why am I not fulfilled by it?
No,
God, it's actually really frustrating.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah, because you're just like, nothing's ever good enough.
Trust me, I know.
And you're always striving for a little more and a little better.
It's frustrating for me because I'm very good at like it's good enough. And so I'm quite content in life, but you are not.
Right.
So we battle a little bit in that.
I don't know if it's not depression.
No, I wouldn't call it. I think it's just how you kind of learn to cope as a child, if you will, with life.
Well, something I had to do. You always had to go to the next notch and next notch. And I seem to be like a master of kind of a lot of things, but not an expert at anything.
Jack of all trades.
A jack of all trades, but not an expert.
What do they call it? Like a king of anything? I don't know.
Master of...
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not sure what that saying is.
It's
but
jack of all trades.
Yeah,
but not a master of nothing.
Jack of all trades, but I'm not a jack of all trades. I fucking suck at a lot of stuff, but
I mean, we all do. But
I get I get frustrated that somebody else is doing kind of what I do, and I want that.
But then,
I
which
get,
I've told
I get
you
a little
get
depressed
that,
about that.
And then you don't. You want it. That's what this person does.
And I'll work.
I know you.
I'll work my fucking ass off to get what I want. Like I'll.
But then you hit that goal, and then you don't celebrate it. You move on to the next goal.
But then when I hit the goal,
you got another goal.
I don't revel in it, and it's like I should.
Yeah, you should.
You should be so happy, Eric. You should be this. Well, I'll deal with that later. I'll deal with this now.
Right, and you don't have to deal with it. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes me sad.
It makes me sad.
I know.
But I'm glad you're getting there because I've been telling you this for years.
And weirdly, I heard this interview with this Laverne Cox, and it kind of got me a little sentimental because I'm like, she was doing stuff like that, was a little bit like that, and I go, God, that sounds like me, even though I'm not transgender.
Are you sure?
I mean, yet,
Sure about that?
But I mean, it sounds a little bit like me, and not that I don't enjoy my life, and I love my kids, and I live vicariously through my kids, and want them to succeed.
I'm not going to go into that. Yes,
I know, but I mean, it's just like I have all these aspects to my life, and I feel like I'm maybe aging out or doing this and that, and I'm not.
No.
And I have the energy, and I'm willing to work.
Yeah,
I'll work. I do this fucking podcast every fucking week.
Yeah, you do.
Why?
I don't know. Why do we do this?
Because you're crazy. Is that gaslighting?
Yes.
Because you want to do it so bad.
So bad.
I gotta practically
drag me here by my hair.
Drag Kylie's ass into the studio and do it. But,
I just don't like
this is my therapy. But I need more. I need more.
I know.
I'm gonna go.
You're actually saying this on the air to however many listeners we have, and you have never even said this to me.
I'm just saying it right now.
I know.
I feel emotional about it. I'm like, I don't know why. It just hit me.
Time.
It hit me today.
I'll take it.
Today is the day it hit me. Seriously, this afternoon.
Well,
I'm
that's kind of where people get.
I think it has to do something with my hip being sore and being a little down and out.
Like, I mean, that could be.
Like it made me my hip.
Like I should have been happy a week ago when I had a hip that worked.
Right,
and I wasn't.
Yeah, the hip and everything made me like a little depressed.
Well, I mean,
and I'm just like,
normal.
Fuck, it hurts so bad. And I'm listening to this story of this chick, saying all this stuff,
right?
And then I'm like, oh my God, that sounds like me. And I'm like, all of a sudden I felt I need to do something.
I like it. I also told you the other day too, because come Monday, you're like, I think I need to go to the Rock. My hip, it's just not going to get better magically on its own. Which I'm like, duh, it's bad. But you're like, but I have to do all these auditions. And I was like, I get it. That is your passion at the moment. Mm-hmm. But I was like, and I told you this, you can't actually act in an acting role if you can't walk. So I was like, you need to prioritize yourself over these auditions, which you didn't. You did your auditions first.
Even if I got a wheelchair role, I couldn't sit in the wheelchair properly.
So I was like,
I'm fucked.
I get it. You don't. I want you to still do these auditions, but I want you to prioritize yourself so that you can be the best of you that you can be.
And you said already what I do.
You did your audition first.
Because I have to get these auditions in.
I know.
And do them.
Which I was like, we'll get them in. We'll get them done. But you got to.
And folks out there don't know, it's a lot of pressure doing these auditions and stuff. And it's like you have to memorize lines and do this. And then I have to worry about Kiley not getting frustrated with me sitting there. And then.
Which sometimes they do.
Yeah. And so, yeah. But anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I don't know if it's too much info
like
for people.
Mental health revelation.
It kind of was.
I like it.
It kind of was. I feel good about it, actually.
I like it.
But tired of being not satisfied.
Good. I don't know how you've lasted this long.
I think I get sick of being sick of not satisfied.
Like that's
today.
when most people make a change when they're sick
today?
of
What's
it.
today? May 18th is today. Why?
I don't know.
Why today? I don't know. I think I
like
had
it,
I think I had emotional connection with this.
I dig something triggered in you, and I like it.
I don't know why I was even listening to that because I was like, I don't want to listen to this transgender lady, blah blah blah. I was judging.
Story of your life. You judge a book by a cover.
I judged a book by its cover, and I had a lot of respect, and mad respect. Actually, it was really good. But everybody judges though.
Oh, for sure. Everybody.
No matter what, everybody judges, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They say they don't, but they do.
Yeah. But I have a lot to be happy for. I just
you do.
A lot.
I know.
A lot. I could be working at fucking Starbucks every day.
Right, and people that do dig it.
Actually, Starbucks seems kind of fun.
Oh my God, you would just talk all the time. I hope they don't want you to make.
I should work it. I'm not want to make the drinks. I'll take the orders.
You can't be a barista, but you can talk to people.
I had this weird thing that I think I would like to work at 7-Eleven and ring people up.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going today? What are you doing? It's like and
you want a pack of smokes?
Right.
How many do you smoke a day?
Yeah, those Marlboro Reds or lights.
They'll tell you what kind.
Right.
I feel like you and your mom tag teaming like a 7-Eleven shift.
Me and my mom ought to open up a convenience store.
She's like, you don't want those ones.
That'd
Get
be
these
good.
Ones.
Everybody can work in there, yeah. Oh, you don't know what to smoke? Ask my mom. She'll tell you.
Ooh, you're eating that gross nacho cheese?
Right.
It's disgusting.
No wonder you're so fat.
Can I have a bite, though?
Right. But yes, it seems kind of fun to work for a day in 7-Eleven.
Right. You just would like to talk to random people and get their stories.
I think I would like being a bartender too,
because you want to talk to people,
at a golf course clubhouse where you're not. I don't want to be
slow,
not in a
fast paced.
No, I don't want to be in like a club where you can't hear.
You need like
a
slow. You're here, and I'm going to chat your ear off for an hour and refill your cocktail.
Right. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, but
you do know what you're doing.
I love acting. I love doing the podcast. That's what I love.
Me?
What's that?
And me?
I already devoured my love for you last week, and you know I did. Yeah, I never heard you do that on the podcast.
That's
Ready,
true.
go.
I don't do that.
Ready, go.
Oh, honey, I love you so much. Even that spill on your shirt right there.
Oh, man.
I think it actually might be water sweat.
No, that's not water sweat. That's like a drip on my shirt. Damn it. Damn it. Do you know what I like about you?
Oh, no.
Honey, guess what time it is?
Happy hour?
Yep, I made your favorite Juicy Tits Vodka cocktail.
Fantastic. Thanks, babe. Love you.
And I love you. And your Juicy Tits.
Go to juicytitsvodka.com to get your own bottle of Juicy Tits, where life is the party.
Sometimes I feel a little funny about talking about juicy tits and stuff like that because it's juicy tits and it's a little maybe not vulgar but inappropriate maybe, but not really when I know they donate. They donate
to breast cancer.
Yeah, 10% to breast cancer, so I get it.
Right, so you're kind of doing good.
Right, I like that.
I know.
I like the walking the line of that.
Like we have those juicy tit shirts that we're like. We have worn them, but we're like,
I want some new ones. She said she'll send us some.
Are we okay wearing these in public?
Yeah.
I mean, we have.
You know what people said? I love your shirt when I wore it.
Yeah, right.
But you gotta wear it at the right spot. That was at a rehearsal dinner, I guess.
Well, I mean,
party.
I don't.
Little party.
It was
It was at a party. So next time we go to a party, I'm gonna wear.
You're gonna wear that
juicy tit cocktail.
Yours says get tit faced, right?
What?
Your shirt.
Yeah. They have some cool shirts, though. They have new ones. And what she said when we do that, we do, while we're talking about it, we're going to hopefully do that show in Key West next year. We're going to get some shirts with our logo and the Juicy Tits logo on them together. She said that would be great. That would be fun. Yeah. And speaking of last week, we got a lot of stuff about the fentanyl video. I didn't put it on social media because for some reason I didn't feel good about it. Okay. Not like talking about fentanyl and deaths and stuff like that. But I think that's, maybe that's why you don't hear about it so much because it's I did put it on the YouTube shorts. Yeah. And I got a lot of nasty comments back to me. Like what? Saying that, because I said, I don't care if your kid's 5 years old. Lie to them and tell them if you take a pill, you will die. And they said, all these like lawnmower parents got back to me and blasted me saying, never lie to your kids, blah, 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 never do this. And so I was like, okay, here's my question. I don't care. I've raised 3 kids and I've lied plenty of times. Look both ways or you'll get run over by a car. Right. So and I had Tanner come to intersection and stand there for 15 fucking
bless
minutes
his heart.
trying to cross the street, and there's
didn't-
no cars coming because I scared
was so nervous.
because I scared the living shit.
Maybe you pushed that
He may
too
be in
far.
therapy about it, but he didn't get hit by a car.
Right. Well, here's my thing. Okay, I get it. There's a fine line probably of what you lie to and what you don't, but there is white lies that you're going to tell your kids. So you're telling me these parents that are like, don't ever lie to your kids. That when little Timmy says, Mommy, why were you and Daddy fighting last night? You're going to say, oh, because your dad dropped $1,000 on a strip club. That's why. You're going to tell him that?
And he's glitter all over his face.
Right. I found his Ashley Madison account. That's what we were fighting. Like, come on, you lie to your kids.
Yeah,
That's what you do.
His nose smelled like pussy.
We're going through bankruptcy. So sorry,
Right.
Timmy.
Yeah, he blew all the money on the horse racing.
Yeah, all of our 401ks up his nose. Like, you lie to your kids.
Yeah. Oh, no? Let me be honest with you. Your dad's a coke addict.
Right.
Right.
So
come
come on.
Right. Sometimes you don't need to be honest with your kids. And
You don't. They
Yeah.
don't. Kids don't need to know, like,
Yeah.
everything.
And it might affect them later in life, maybe. But the reason they were saying to be honest because they go, well, now you're saying because you're not honest with your kids, their friend's going to take a pill and they don't die, so they're not going to believe you. That's bullshit.
No.
Because, it's like still, even if their friends took the pills, you scared your kids so much.
And maybe your
they're not
kid might
taking the
actually
pill.
say, maybe you shouldn't take that so you don't die. And
Right.
maybe the kid doesn't take it. Like,
Right.
you
And
might
then I
actually
said,
save a couple
well,
kids out
you
there.
didn't die, but my dad says I will, so maybe I won't.
I'm not going to take it.
Yeah, so I understand the gray area of it all, but I don't buy what these parents
I
are
don't
floating
either.
back at me. So I didn't
And
feel
if
like
you
putting that on our
scare
social
the
media.
shit and lie
but-
to your kid, there's a way larger chance that he or she is not going to take it over going to take it. If you say nothing, like, there are some pills out there that might have fentanyl in them, so be careful what you take.
Yeah, but if you
guess
happen
what?
to
Your
take
kid's
one-
taking a pill every weekend and like playing Russian roulette.
Right. Russian
Because if
roulette.
you remember when you were a teenager, you did dumbass shit too.
Right.
So go back to those days. Your kid is not a saint,
Right.
just like you weren't a saint.
Yeah, so I mean it's a
Lie to
gray
your
area.
kids.
And do what you want. I mean, you can lie to your kids or not, I don't even consider it lying with the fentanyl thing. That's telling the truth.
Right. There's a strong chance you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Say that then. There's a strong chance you're gonna die if you take a pill.
Here, 5-year-old. Fentanyl comes into the United States via Mexico from
the
China,
cartel.
and they press pills. Sometimes they don't get the proper amounts of thing
Right.
in there. I'm not saying that to your fucking little kid, or
is your
10-year-old
Or
kid.
even if you said it to a 16-year-old, that kid
Right.
zoned out after the second you
Yeah.
said, I need to talk to you.
Right, I need to talk to you. Yeah, just say.
They heard nothing.
Okay, instead of I
In
need
their
to
mind,
talk
they're
to you,
saying,
you
fuck
say,
you, Dad. Please stop talking.
Yeah.
I have a party to go take and a pill to
yeah,
pop.
hey, son, don't take a fucking pill. You might die.
Got
Okay,
it.
bye, Dad.
Yep.
Got
actually took that one in.
it. But he might think about that at the party, right?
That might actually come back to him.
Not like, let's have a deep conversation about this fentanyl thing. No.
Let's talk about our feelings.
Yeah.
Kids don't want to talk about any of that shit with you. They
Yeah.
want to talk about it with their peers.
So, I got 3 kids. I'm not maybe the greatest parent in the world, and maybe they'll be
Is there
in
such thing
therapy
as a
and
great
I'm a
parent? Let's
No.
be honest.
No. Because every parent now that thinks they're doing the right thing are ruining their fucking kid probably. So they think they're right, and they're probably
That's
wrong.
what all kids at 25 say.
No one's perfect. No
No.
one wants harm on their kids.
No.
Everybody wants the best for the kids. So
Yeah.
I get it. All the parents are trying, but some parents are just fucking stupid. Sorry. It's like,
Right.
there's stupid people in the world too.
There is.
I hate to say it, but I love to say it.
But I'm going to keep saying it.
I got a weird thing.
What?
Do you believe this or not? If somebody is talking to you and they start yawning mid-sentence, do you feel they're lying?
I've never actually thought about this.
A celebrity I heard said this, and they said, I just started really being aware of this. When someone starts yawning in the middle of their sentence, they're lying to you. They're 100% lying
I've
to you.
really never thought about it.
Yeah, so ask me a question, any question. Come on.
Did you take Nora on a walk today?
Yeah.
Which you did not.
No, I did not. See? That's a lie. I mean, do people really do that, I guess?
I mean, I want to
gonna
start
start
paying
observing
attention.
this.
Yeah.
If somebody yawns in mid-sentence, it's a lie. Because I think they're buying time to answer.
Right.
Is that why?
Yes. They're giving their brain like that 2 to 3 second thing to like, what can I say to spin this?
Right.
How I want it to go.
Interesting,
I
right?
know. I want to pay attention now and see if people that like.
No, I'm gonna. Everybody out there who's listening to us, pay attention.
Right.
If your spouse-
Somebody give me some feedback.
And if your spouse does it, you're fucked.
Oh my God, right?
Someone's there is going, God, my husband does it every day.
You're tired. You're tired all the time.
How can you be
Shouldn't
so
know?
tired? No, I just fall asleep.
Right. You don't. And
Yeah.
you don't yawn very often.
Instead of lying, I just fall dead
You're
asleep.
so,
It's like dead. I'm
start
down.
snoring.
I'm out like a light. Life of the Podcast is brought to you by Petrola Concrete Construction and doTERRA Essential Oils. You get those from Aisla Mueller, and our handle at Insta is at This Essential Life. And if you like this podcast, go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts and rate us a 5. Follow us, push that copy link, and share us with a friend, and listen to us. We're getting more followers. We really need you to do that subscribe or follow button. That helps us out a lot. I always tell people, even if you don't like it, can you help us out a little bit and follow us? That does help.
Even if you don't listen, follow. No, please listen.
Even if you don't listen, act like you do.
I'm thinking about this yawning thing now. If you think about it, how often do you yawn in a day? Like, think about it.
I can't say I yawned at all today.
Like, I usually kind of yawn at the end of the night. I'll yawn.
Yeah,
I'll get
end
a
of the
few in
night, maybe in the morning. I can't.
I know, I'm trying to think. I mean, maybe sometimes when I first get to work, I yawn.
A lot of people yawn when they're bored.
Maybe.
Like, just picture this, you're sitting in class.
Because you're getting tired. You're like, ugh.
I know, but it's a lecture, so you yawn.
Right.
Or say you're out, let's just say you're out with some friends and you're kind of drinking and eating, and you're yawning.
Because it's the end of the night. You're yawning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're thinking about it, like if you're having a conversation with someone.
Noon. Let's say it's noon.
In the middle of the day, you're not really that tired.
Right.
So there's kind of no reason to be yawning in the middle of a conversation.
I think you're yawning like it's buying time to think of
so
the
if
answer
you think about
that's
it, like,
the lie.
We don't really yawn that much during the day unless you're truly exhausted.
Yeah. So if any listener has I
want to pay attention now.
If any listener has a person that's chronically yawning in front of you, you better look at them a little closer, because I don't know. I was thinking back, who do I always talk to that yawns?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to think about this. Because there are people, if you look back, there are people that always yawn in mid-sentence. If you look back, there are probably people that you can think of.
Yeah.
That yawn. And I can understand if maybe like you want to go and they're talking and you want to get out of there. They kind of.
And then usually though you kind of had
leave.
like random yawns also after that. So do they?
Maybe you're like, I gotta go. The kids are calling me. You know,
right?
You know what I mean?
Well, that's
like,
a lie to get out of it. Also,
I mean, a lie to get out of it too. You know,
like
so
I'm thinking when I yawn during the day, I'll also yawn like while you're talking, or
right.
You know, there's more than just a yawn in the middle of a sentence. There's going to be multiple if it's truly coming from a place of.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting.
It really is
thing.
I'm intrigued by this. I'm very intrigued by this.
I was actually really intrigued by it too, and I was like, I want examples. And she was giving examples, and because she's a celebrity, so people will come up to her in the street and say stuff and go mid yawn, and then she's like, and then people in her family will go mid yawn. She's like, I really started noticing this. I don't know why. Don't know. One more thing before we wrap it up here. Before we land this freaking plane.
Before you finish off your cocktail there?
Yeah, cocktail's almost done. So graduation card, there's a big graduation time right now.
Yes.
I wanted to bring this up last week, but I didn't. In the graduation cards now, you get a graduation card.
Yeah.
And you get a little piece of paper with a QR code that says Venmo on it.
No.
Yeah. So the old guys at swimming I go to lunch, or coffee with.
Yeah.
He's like, what does this mean? They didn't know what it meant.
I wouldn't either.
And so he has the card, and he has the picture of the graduate, which is, I can't remember if it's high school or college, by the way.
So they're sending you like an announcement.
A college announcement.
I thought you meant like a card you give a graduate. Okay.
No, a college announcement.
Graduation announcement.
And he asked us, oh, look at the card. I said, oh, I can't remember if it's high school or college, but
right.
A young lady on there. And he's like, what is this?
Get
and
out
I go,
here.
Well, that's in case you want to give money, you Venmo him it.
I don't like that.
Or you send money, but yeah, you scan it.
I don't like so impersonal.
That's the new thing, man.
I don't like it.
I mean, it's pretty convenient. I want to give him $100. Boom, it's done.
I mean, it is, but then there's no like you're not sending like a congratulations, I'm so proud of you or whatever.
Right. Well, I think you can write that on the Venmo, though.
But are they going to read it? No, they're like, great, just drop it in my bank account.
Put it in my account, motherfucker.
It's so like insincere then too. Like, did they text you back? Thank you for the Venmo. Like, thank you. Probably not.
Probably not. I don't
know. I don't like that.
Yeah. But then he was like, well, I don't have Venmo. What do I do? I said, well, then you just send him money or whatever. But I said, he's asking me, what do you think of this? I said, well, I guess that's for convenience.
I don't like it.
And, it just goes right into their account.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. It just seemed like, just put money in my account.
Yeah,
and,
like I'm sending you this card so you can send me money. Thanks.
But in the younger generations
I don't
defense,
like it.
that's kind of the way it's going.
I don't like it. It's really insincere.
Everybody,
I know. I don't
yeah,
like it.
Everybody has their thoughts about it. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't do Venmo either, but I have Zelle now.
Right.
So
I don't like it. What do you do with Zelle?
there's a lot of people that go, oh, I want to send you money for graduation. What's your Venmo? But maybe that's more appropriate. What's your Venmo?
But at least you're talking to the person.
Right.
At least it's not just like a card and there's no communication happening.
Yeah. But it's an interesting thing to talk about. Like, I'm sure a lot of people get cards out there nowadays that says your Venmo on it.
Also, have you checked out the price of cards lately?
I bought 3 cards.
Yeah.
The cheapest one was $6.99.
Right.
The most expensive one was $9.99.
Isn't that disgusting?
And these aren't like ones that sing music.
No.
These are like, they're a little bit pop out, and they're covered in plastic. I got, the good ones.
Right.
But I think the basic bullshit card is
it's
like
still
$4.99.
Right. It's still like $5. Yeah.
Yeah, like the thin one with a thin envelope.
Yeah.
And no cover or nothing fancy on it.
Who'd you buy the third card for?
I'm trying to think. I got you one.
Yeah.
And then I got.
On the spot, don't yawn.
No, I know. What? I bought you a card.
Yep.
And then I bought my mom a card.
Right.
And who was the third card for?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, it was your birthday card.
You didn't give me a birthday card.
I didn't. If you think I got one from one of my exes, I did.
I don't think
I didn't
you
get
did.
a Mother's Day. I bought 3 cards.
What did you do? Who's the other one for? Your mom's birthday?
My mom's birthday is in June.
I know. You buy stuff early.
I bought 3. Well, maybe one's still on my desk. Did I get you a Mother's Day card?
Yes.
And a birthday card?
You did not give me a birthday card.
I think I did.
Well, you didn't give it to me.
I didn't get you a birthday card.
You told me I didn't get you a birthday card, but I got you a Mother's Day card.
Maybe I bought 2 cards. I know the 2 pop-out cards that I got. You saw what I got my mom.
Yeah.
And you saw the one I got you.
Yeah.
What's the third card?
I don't know. You tell me.
I swear I got 3. Okay.
Who's the third card for, honey?
Yeah, I'm tired. I got to go to bed. Straight after this podcast, we're going to go right to my office and look at my drawer. I don't know. I'm trying to think now.
I don't know.
It has to be something.
I don't know.
Well, it's stupid to think about on the air here, but anyhow, we're going to go right to my office. As soon as I turn off this recorder, we're going to be talking about this because now it's bugging me.
Who's the card for?
Right.
Dun, dun, dun.
On that note,
You're doing this podcast next week by yourself?
Right.
Just joking.
Hey, Mom, are you busy?
Yeah. Whoever that third card for is going to take my place.
I'm really bad at it. I think it's your birthday card. I swear I got you a birthday
Well, you
card.
didn't give it to me.
Did I get you something for your birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't give you a card.
No.
Maybe I just bought 2. Subscribe or follow us or wherever you listen to your podcast, or just go to our website at lifewitheric.com.
And don't forget to follow us on social media for updates and a closer look into my life with Eric. To all of our listeners out there, remember, it's always happy hour here.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Love you, baby.
Love you, baby.